Hey everyone, welcome to a new video. Today I'm starting another big project that's been in my head, sitting there forever, so I'm very excited to finally get to it today. The whole concept is a bit similar to this, I'm not sure, wall hanging I've done a few weeks back, in the sense that I'm taking a very simple pattern. In this case, it's the spiral knot, which most of you probably know that that's just half of the square knot repeated over and over again, and just putting it on a big canvas or just doing a big design with just that one pattern. The chords for this project are going to be these braided 5mm chords in the color Moonlight. So it's one of the new colors that Bobini have released a few months ago, I think at this point. And as always, I'm putting on the screen how much of this cord I'm using. And then when you go down to the description, you will find the exact measurements for all of the sections of the piece. And also I started putting in links to Amazon and other websites where you can buy these cords and other tools that I'm using as well. Now, the reason why I was so excited about this project is the piece of driftwood that I'm using for it. It's just a regular piece of driftwood, but I've spray painted it black. So it's this high gloss black spray paint. I can show you a little bit of a clip of how that worked. And maybe you saw in the video that the spray paint didn't exactly, it didn't. The problem was that the wood just soaked it up so quickly. So I would, after also discussing this with my dad, who's a bit more experienced with this kind of stuff, I would not recommend using spray paint for this kind of things. Rather use a black paint, like liquid paint. And then maybe just for the finish, you can use the high gloss spray paints if you want to do something similar. Again, just the reason being that it took a really long time for me to do the entire piece. And I've used up like an entire very big can of spray paint for the entire thing. I have also used the spray paint on these beads that I want to use. So they were originally just these wooden beads with a big enough hole. That's always something you have to pay attention to. And I have spray painted them with the same black paint that I used on the piece of driftwood. And that's all the supplies I can think of for now. So let's start making the piece. So I've added my first two cords onto the piece of driftwood, and you can see that I'm using just the regular lark's head knot. But what's different is that this is not the middle of the cords at all. Both of these cords that are in the middle here, they are much, much shorter than the outer cords. And the reason for that is because if you know the spiral knot, you know that these two cords in the middle, they're not getting knotted at all. They're just hanging there in the middle. Only these two cords are getting shorter and shorter as you continue with the knot. So it doesn't make any sense to split the cords into the middle. What makes sense is making these two cords much shorter because you're not going to need as much in the middle. So how I judge the length is basically the middle cords are more or less the same length of the entire finished piece that I want for the entire finished piece. So if I know that the whole braid with the spiral knot is supposed to be about 80 centimeters, then these two cords I'm cutting at maybe, or like leaving them down here, so this whole length is maybe 80 to 90 centimeters long. All right, enough talking. If that wasn't clear enough, ask me in the comments and let's start doing the knots. So as mentioned before, the spiral knot is just 1/2 of the square knot. So in my case, I'm taking this right cord, putting it over the two in the middle, then the left cord goes over the top, behind the two in the middle, and then out through this loop. and it's a long cord to pull through. And then you tighten, and then you repeat the exact same thing. So right side goes over the two in the middle, left side behind it, and out through the loop. And you will already see with that second knot how this is starting to twist. With the third one, it will be even more visible. So there you go. And this is how I will continue this exact same knot I'm going to be doing for all of the chords. So I have progressed a little bit with this chord. I will show you how to add the beads in just a minute. But first, here you notice how the chord is twisting this way, right? Well, on the other side here, so over there is the one that I've just shown you. And then on this other side, I'm making sure that it's twisting the opposite way. Both of these chords are twisting towards each other. And I have done that by simply changing the chord which is making the knot. So on this right side, we were taking the right chord, putting it over the two in the middle. And on this left side, that's twisting this way, it's the left chord that goes first over the two in the middle. So now for the beats. I have my measuring tape right here, and I keep measuring to make sure that the distance between the beads is always the same throughout the entire piece, just to keep the symmetry. So once I have enough length here, I'll prepare my bead. So once I have the right length here, I'll take my bead and I'll find the ends of these two chords. So those are right here, and you can already see how used these ones are. And then, so what I do is I just twist them a little bit to try to squeeze them. And then I'll take the bead, and with this twisting motion, so I'm like twisting the bead onto the chords basically. And I just keep twisting it until the chords are pulling through on the other side. And then it's pretty easy. You just pull it through, and I don't secure it in any special way at all. I just keep doing the same knot I was doing before. So the same square knot is going to hold it in place. And then just keep doing that square knot again until you reach the next section with a bead. So I am done with this first part, but you see down there that I have just that little hair piece in there to tie it together. Of course, I will finish it eventually, but first I want to create a few more sections before tying it all together. And I'm almost done, guys. Last two steps. I will be doing gathering knots to tie all of these together. Right now, this is just hair accessories on here. And I'll be using this 3mm single twist cord that I just have here at home, because I thought it would look nice if I did the gathering knots in something that's black as well, to match with the beads and the driftwood. Otherwise, I would have just used the same Moonlight color here. And then once all of the knots are done, I will just trim the piece, and that's it. So for the gathering knot, I hold the piece of cord to the back of my work. I make a little loop at the bottom. You see I'm holding it with my pinky. And then I wrap the cord a couple times around the Moonlight cords. And then once I'm happy with how it looks, that it has enough of those loops around it, I'll just pull the rest of the cord through the loop that I was holding down there. And then I pull the remaining cord through the loops that I've made before to make it really tight. And I'm done. Another piece ticked off of my list of creations. I'm very happy with how it turned out. It was fun as always. I don't think I've done a project which would not be fun, but this one was super fast. Like I was even surprised how fast I got it done. I think the entire like knotting piece and putting the beads on, it took me maybe 2 hours to complete the whole thing. So really cool for complete beginners as well. Like this is a really easy project and I'm just so happy with the black and how it's completely changing the look and making it into something very new and original. I think so. I hope you think so too. If you guys like the video, give it a thumbs up. Let me know in the comments. I'll be happy to respond to any questions, or if you want any help from me, I'll be happy to help you. And all of the measurements, links in the description box as always, also with some suggestions for where you can get the cords and things like that. So check it out and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.